John Cena is on his way back to WWE. They gave the scoop to Variety, who announced that Cena will be appearing on the final SmackDown of the year, December 30th in Tampa, which is where he lives. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, more announcements are planned for the episode in the coming weeks. This is going to be Cena's second appearance on TV this year. The last time we saw him was on Raw back in June. That was for his John Cena 20th anniversary celebration. The last time that Cena would ever appear on a Vince McMahon produced show. The last time that we saw Cena in the ring, you'd have to go back to last year. That was SummerSlam last year against Roman Reigns. He worked a dark match a few weeks after that at Madison Square Garden. But we are getting into WrestleMania season, so we're going to start hearing stuff like this. We're going to have people making appearances on TV. And remember, Logan Paul said that he texted Triple H about a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. He did not tear his ACL, so he should be able to make it back in time for Mania. Per The Observer, though, there is a question regarding Cena's availability for Mania, or at least to promote whatever he may be doing at the show, as he is scheduled to be in Australia starting in February for 8 weeks, filming the movie Ricky Stenicki, which is an R-rated comedy starring Zac Efron. I looked up the synopsis on this movie. When 3 teens pull a prank and burn down a house in their neighborhood, they create a fake person to take the blame. Ricky Stenicki. He did it. 20 years later, we see that they have been using this alibi to get out of every uncomfortable situation in life. When their wives force them to set up a meeting with Stenicki, they hire a washed-up, self-destructive actor to bring Ricky to life. So they didn't say what role Cena's playing in the movie. That sounds like a perfect role for him, though. I would guess that Cena is playing Ricky, but we don't know. But when Cena showed up on Raw back in June, he said that he didn't know when he would be back in the ring again. He said that it would happen. He just didn't know when. And then he said, it won't just be one. If he's on that SmackDown to start the build for a WrestleMania match, and if he's going to be down under for 2 months, that doesn't sound very encouraging. But if he is, maybe he declares himself for the Royal Rumble match. Maybe that's why he's showing up on December 30th. He's going to declare himself for the Royal Rumble match. If he's not filming until February, he can be in the Rumble. I don't know what his schedule is in January, but if he's not filming a movie until February, it stands to reason that he would be available for the Royal Rumble. And then whoever he's working with at WrestleMania can be the one to eliminate him from the Rumble. Whether that's Logan Paul, and that may be cutting it close on his recovery. I don't know if he'll be cleared in time for the Rumble. It could be Logan Paul, or it could be Austin Theory. Remember, he and John Cena had that backstage interaction on Raw the last time we saw Cena on Raw. And there was talk of doing Cena against Theory this year at SummerSlam, but it never materialized. I think if he works Mania, it's one of those 2 names. It's either going to be Logan Paul or Austin Theory that he gets into the ring with. Start the build at the Royal Rumble. Then he goes away to film his movie. He comes back in time for the pay-per-view. But if he's not going to be able to show up live for the build to Mania, it begs the question, though, if he's not going to be around for any of it, is it even worth it? We're talking potentially about The Rock being on, WrestleMania this year. We're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin possibly coming back for another match at WrestleMania. And now we're talking about John Cena. I don't have a problem with them getting Mania matches, but some of these fucking guys have to actually be on the shows leading up to WrestleMania to promote their match. We can't just have these guys being absentee stars. So if you're going to have 2 of them or 3 of them, on the WrestleMania card this year, at least one of them has to make a few appearances on TV, live and in person, leading into the show. Now, on the subject of WrestleMania, according to this week's Wrestling Observer, one of the ideas being talked about internally in WWE is for Roman Reigns to wrestle both nights in Los Angeles, with the working ideas being matches with Dwayne Johnson on one night and Cody Rhodes on the other. Exactly the idea that I pitched on the podcast last week. Now, this is far from confirmed, but that is said to be the working idea. They still don't even know if Rock will be there. He's got another month to let them know before they have to lock in their plans. And in addition to whatever movie stuff The Rock may be doing, he's got a football league to launch early next year, February 18th. That's the expected start date for the new XFL season. So he's got his hands full. Meltzer says that there is also talk of splitting the titles after WrestleMania so that Raw has its own champion again. The title should have been split no later than Survivor Series, but now it's too late. It's too late for WrestleMania now. So after WrestleMania, if there's a draft, that would be the next best time to do it. Running Roman Reigns on 2 nights can work in this way. If they get Rock in for a match with Roman Reigns, you do that match on night 1. It doesn't even need to be a championship match. That reward should go to the winner of the Royal Rumble, which should be Cody Rhodes. Not unlike when Triple H made his big return from injury in 2002. He won the Royal Rumble and he went on to WrestleMania. You do the same thing with Cody Rhodes. But if you do Rock and Roman on night 1 with Roman winning, you come back on night 2 with Roman defending against Cody, and when the bloodline inevitably gets involved, right, it's just he can't overcome these odds, Rock comes back out to even the odds and fight off the bloodline. That makes it a fair fight. Cody beats Roman. You know, Steve Austin headlined night 1 of WrestleMania this year. He came back out again on night 2. So if The Rock is there on night 1, I can't imagine he doesn't show up to do something on night 2. Cody is a member of the Raw roster. The WWE title is what Cody is after, right? That's the championship his father just had snatched away from him. That's the story he told when he debuted, when he came back and he was on Monday Night Raw earlier this year. The WWE title is the one that he's after. So when they split the titles after WrestleMania, the Universal title goes back to SmackDown and they crown a new champion in a tournament. And there you go.